Ladies and gentlemen, the cover-up bid in the Pune Porsche case is getting bigger by the day as more details tumble out. Sources are telling Times Network that the father of the accused called Ajay Tavre, the head of forensics department of the state-run Sassoon hospital, not once, but 14 times on the night when the accident took place. This wasn't an accident, really. This was a murder. This is May 19th. A probe has revealed that the calls were regarding the manipulation of blood samples of the minor accused. Now, as the probe picks up pace, the members appointed to the Juvenile Justice Board by the Maharashtra government have also come under the scanner. You remember a 5-member panel had been formed to examine the role of the 2 members and whether the legal provisions were followed in this case when he was given bail. Well, the 17-year-old was given bail. Now, Dr. Ellen Dandwade, the juvenile board member who had granted bail to the minor with conditions like writing a 300-word essay and getting help for his alcohol addiction, will also be probed. Today, he was confronted by the Times Network with some tough questions. This is what he had to say.
A probe has been ordered against you on the bail order, sir. What do you want to say on that, sir? Probe has been ordered, sir.
No.
No, but sir, a probe has been ordered. What do you want to say
about this entire issue?
Sir,
Everything is judicial. I don't want to say anything.
Everything is judicial. I don't want to say anything. Now, Maharashtra's Congress chief Nana Patole, though, has a lot to say. He's sensationally alleging that an MLA's son was also in the car when that accident/murder took place. Listen in to Nana Patole.
कोण आमदार अनेक वेळ त्या घटनेच्या नंतर पोलीस आणि डॉक्टरांशी बोलत होते, कोण मंत्री बोलत होते, याची माहिती सरकारने द्यावी ना. त्या गाडीमध्ये कोण होते त्याचे अजूनपर्यंत त्या मुलांची नाव पुढे आली नाही. त्या मुलांची अजून नाव पुढे आली नाही. का नाव लपवली जातात? आम्ही मुद्दामून आम्ही सांगत आहे की या घटनेमध्ये एका आमदाराचा मुलगा सुद्धा होता. आता सरकारने स्पष्ट करावं ना.
Let me go straight across to my colleague Abhishek, who's in Pune, tracking the story for us. Abhishek, you've just heard what Nana Patole is saying. He's essentially saying that there was a car race on when this accident took place, essentially to say that this supercar was part of some crazy race, A. And secondly, what he's also saying, or rather sensationally claiming, is that an MLA's son was in this Porsche as well. Is the police saying anything at all on this matter? Are they confirming this?
See, definitely police is not confirming it at the moment. In fact, they have denied that Sunil Tingre's son was present in that car or not. Right now, I'm present outside MLA Sunil Tingre's residence, and we are coming here daily to inquire about him. And he is untraceable, unreachable from past 3 days. We're trying to reach out to him because there are several questions. Remember, after the day of the incident, he has come out, taken a press conference and defended himself, telling that and accepting the fact that he was present at the police station when the incident, at the time of registration of FIR. And he said that, why not? I am a close friend of Vishal Agrawal, so that's the reason I was there. But he defended himself, telling that I also spoke to the family of the deceased. I mean, there are many questions, that to be posed to that MLA itself. In fact, the police should also come out. The police commissioner has yet not taken any press conference from past 2 days. I mean, there are several questions that are coming out that needs to be answered. Because whether that public representative whom Dr. Taware called is the same, is it Sunil Tingre? That should come out. In fact, one confirmation that is coming from the police is that in the car, the allegation being leveled by Nana Patole that Sunil Tingre's son was there in the car, that is clearly been denied at this given point of time. So, there are many questions that needs to be answered by the MLA himself, and the police also should come out. The commissioner once again should take a press conference and clear all the doubts amid these political allegations being leveled against the government. Back to you.
Okay. These are deeply uncomfortable questions that are not easy to answer. So probably which is why the silence from the Pune police. But importantly, you're telling us that your police sources are denying that Sunil Tingle, the MLA's son, was present in the car with this 17-year-old drunk driver when he crushed two techies to death in Pune. So that's an important piece of news that you're sending us. Thank you very much, Abhishek. We'll leave it there for the moment. And on that note, we'll slip into a quick break on the show as well. Coming up next, the hit and run in Uttar Pradesh. Do stay with us.
Co-presented by Amazing Spaces के लिए Green Lamb Laminates, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
Co-presented by New Seltos with Kia Connect. Tech is now badass.
Co-powered by UPES, University of Tomorrow.
10 तारीख की शाम को सूर्या की एक्सटर में क्या पाया?
मैंने पाया 6 एयरबैग स्टैंडर्ड, पैडल शिफ्टर, स्मार्ट इलेक्ट्रिक सनरूफ, क्रूज कंट्रोल, डैश कैम डुअल कैमरा, हिल असिस्ट कंट्रोल.
के साफ है.
SUV हो तो Hyundai Exter हो.
दिल में बस जाए एक्स्टर.
3 करोड़ बहनों को लखपति दीदी बनाएंगे. ये है मोदी की गारंटी.
For how long will you continue being tensed about the future? With LIC's new Pension Plus, make your own pension plan because this plan creates market-linked wealth for your future. Moreover, this plan comes with guaranteed additions and also offers various options for receiving pension so that you grow young and tension-free. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the season of hit and runs involving sons of rich and influential fathers. After Pune, now there has been one in Uttar Pradesh's Gonda. And it involves the convoy of Karan Singh, the BJP candidate from Kaiserganj, who just, by the way, also happens to be the son of the tainted BJP MP, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. 2 people, including a 17-year-old, have been killed after a speeding SUV, part of Karan's convoy, hit their bike and crushed them to death. The driver left the car and fled and has now been apprehended by the police. Visuals from the accident spot are very clearly showing that this SUV had a police escort tag, suggesting that it was part of a VIP convoy. So that part cannot be denied. Now, this car also happens to be registered in the name of Nandini Nagar Educational Institute, which is run by Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's family. There is political furor, we'll get to that. But before that, my colleague Adib Walter is sending us this ground report from Gonda.
Particular SUV which rammed into a motorbike, killing 2 young boys, aged 17 and 24. You can see the impact this vehicle has sustained, and one can imagine the speed on which this vehicle must have been going. This is inside of that particular vehicle. All the airbags, including the front and back airbags, have exploded, and one can only imagine the speed on which this vehicle must be going. I'll ask my cameraman Kafil to come this side and show this particular police escort which is embossed on the back of the vehicle, and this particular number UP32 HW1800. This vehicle is registered under the name of Nandini Group of Educations, which is being run by Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh and his family. Police has confirmed to Times Now that this vehicle was part of the convoy which was being used by Karan Bhushan Sharan Singh. Karan was in that particular convoy, but at that time of accident, Karan's car was way ahead of this car. This particular car was behind when he rammed into that motorbike. The driver has been arrested by police. He's being questioned right now, and police will share further details very soon when the driver is being questioned, when he's being asked all the necessary questions by the police.
Let me go across to my guest for a very quick chat. R.S. Pathania, spokesperson of the BJP. Ghanshyam Tiwari is spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Abhishek Sudhir is a lawyer. He's a political analyst joining us on the broadcast. And P.K. Jain is a retired IPS officer joining us on the broadcast as well. Mr. Pathania, you're in the car. I hope you're not driving. नहीं तो थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. given that this is the season of hit and runs, I'll start with Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari. Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, why are you comparing it to the Ajay Teni case? The fact is that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's son Karan, who also happens to be the person who's got a ticket from Kaiserganj, he was not at the wheel of this vehicle. This vehicle was part of the convoy. Then why compare this incident to what happened, 2 years ago in Uttar Pradesh?
Good evening, share to you, the viewers and the fellow co-panelists. The common denominator today is the absolute brazen abuse of power in the face of heinous crimes by those that are considered Modi ka parivar. Whether it is the Pune case that you are talking about, whether it is a Prajwal Ravanna case, whether it is the Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, the father himself, his case with respect to the gold medalist and silver medalist daughters of India, or whether it is Karan Bhushan Singh, that the car has police escort written on it, that the car is part of a convoy. Do you think that the justice will be given? No, justice will not be given. Has anybody from BJP spoken, taking even a sense of responsibility? It is their candidate. This is not a deserving candidate. The candidate has been given ticket on the credentials of his father, and the credentials of his father are stamped by the support of Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah for the dastardly acts committed by his father, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. So I think the common denominator is the abuse of power.
No, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's act are one thing. Okay. No, I understand that. Look, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh and the allegations against him are one thing. In this case, the opposition in Uttar Pradesh is drawing parallels to what Mr. Teni's son had done. Essentially crushed 4 people to death, allegedly. In this case, that is not what has happened, na?
Whether in case of Ashish Mishra Teni, Ajay Mishra, Minister of Home for State, he was not fired. He continued to speak a lie that his son was not at the wheel, and he committed a complete brazen abuse of power with the blessings of Amit Shah. In case of Karan Bhushan Singh, we will not know the truth. In any case, the abuse of power will only be complete because it is the same set of people. It is the same set of people blessing these people. Today, Amit Shah's blessing means that you can walk into a TV studio, murder somebody and go away, and with blessings of Amit Shah, you can be a minister of state in the country. This is the kind of Modi, Amit Shah magic that tragic magic that India is witnessing, that any brazen abuse of power, heinous crime is blessed, if it politically benefits BJP, it is blessed with high seat of power where you can further abuse power.
R.S. Pathania, would you want to respond to what Ghanshyam Tiwari is saying? UP police abhi aakar itna bhi nahi bol rahi, Mr. Pathania. Hello, Mr. Pathania, you finally reached your destination. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Mr. Pathania, UP police abhi khul ke ye tak nahi bolna cha rahi that Mr. Karan Singh was actually even part of the convoy or not. I mean, that is the level of fear as far as Uttar Pradesh's police is concerned. I'm not saying he was at the wheel. He was definitely not at the wheel. That is very clear. But the Uttar Pradesh police's silence is deepening the mystery as well. Ghanshyam Tiwari says, given Uttar Pradesh's record, we'll never know the truth.
Shreya, I think we need to differentiate between Tark, Vitark and Uttar. There are 3 terms which have been used in Bhagavad Gita also, which need to be made applicable in the subject case too. So, first of all, my heart goes out to 2 young, very smart young men who have lost their valuable lives. And one lady who has suffered no minor injuries. I pray for her early recovery. One part. Secondly, there's an FIR which has been registered on the basis of a written application submitted by the family members of the deceased young people. The statement of the superintendent of Gonda, this is much explanatory. The vehicle stands, the driver has been arrested, and that's not a case of hit and run. With due respect to all what happened, and with due my condolences and grievances for that what happened. So this is not a case of hit and run. Nobody never hit them and never run them. No need to add a VIP angle to it. No need to tangle Amit Shah ji and Pradhan Mantri ji and Bharatiya Janata Party into the entire episode. You see,
Pathania, how are you saying this is not hit and run?
The driver did try to escape.
You see,
Mr. Pathania, why are you saying this is not hit
it
and
would
run?
have been, madam, it would have been hit and run if the driver would have,
Let
if the
Abhishek
driver,
Sudhir come in.
if the driver would have run them over and then driven away the
ड्राइवर
vehicle. His
भागने की
vehicle is
कोशिश किया था. ड्राइवर
absolutely. His vehicle is
Mr.
there, madam. His
Pathania,
vehicle
can
is
I
there.
just tell
In
you
order,
this? Can I just tell you
in
this?
order, please, please.
The vehicle is there, but what about the
Yes.
driver? मतलब आप
Driver
किसी को
in a-
hit करें and then the driver runs away or tries to run away, that is hit and run only na, because
Okay.
what the driver should have done, or any
Have you-
decent individual
have you
or citizen should have done, is pick these two people up, put them in the car and take them to a hospital. तो ये hit
I
and run
doubt-
ही है. But anyhow, Abhishek Sudhir is a lawyer as well. Maybe he has something to say and he knows something that I don't.
If you look at the new hit and run law, basically, first of all, this Fortuner was part of a larger entourage, basically. You have this Bimari in Uttar Pradesh, where you're from UP, you know about these Fortuners, right? You have all these politicians and Bhaiyajis with these Safed Fortuners and these 5, 6, 7 Fortuners at a time, this entourage that moves. And extremely dangerous because they're all moving at a high speed. Why did this accident take place? This accident took place because the driver of this particular Fortuner got stuck at a railway crossing. He got stuck at the railway crossing, the rest of the entourage had moved forward.
Correct.
So he's trying to catch up with the rest. So he's obviously, I mean, if you look at the state of that car, the speed must be 120, 140 easily because the car is totaled completely. And these two boys have died on the spot. Now,
there's a 60-year-old woman who's been grievously hurt
injured. Yeah,
as well.
He's apparently swerved to avoid the woman and hit these boys, basically. Now, you have a BJP candidate from that very same Lok Sabha constituency. Isn't the decent thing for him to do to come back to the scene of the crime, to know that there has been an accident? I would argue that this is a hit and run under the law. Karan Bhushan Singh is as guilty as the driver because the servant can be held liable for the acts of the master. The car was being operated on upon the instructions of Karan Bhushan Singh. As a prospective Lok Sabha parliamentarian, he should have come back to the scene of the crime. We brought in a hit and run law, which was not debated in parliament. We now know that when the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita replaces the IPC, that hit and run law will not come into force. If you remember, you had the truckers' protest. This is an ideal case for the hit and run law. If you look at all the offences that have been invoked against this driver, the maximum is 2 years in prison. If you look at rash driving, dangerous driving under Motor Vehicles Act, then, you know, they've not booked him for culpable homicide not amounting to murder, which carries a maximum of 10 years in prison in this case. See, the problem is we have the best laws on paper, right? But the people who operate those laws, as we saw in the Pune Porsche case as well, are corruptible and they are being corrupted. So no matter how many laws you enact, when the prospective parliamentary candidate feels that he doesn't even have to come back to the scene of the crime to at least see what he can do, take responsibility for the actions of that driver who is in your employ. I say, Shreya, we do outrage very well in this country. We do outrage very well in this country. For a month, we'll now focus on the Pune Porsche thing, and 10 years later, lo and behold, you'll again have something similar. 1 year later, 2 years later. We have the laws on paper. We need them to be enforced. And Shreya, this is a story of haves and have-nots. Those two boys who have lost their lives today, you can't buy their lives with blood money, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Everything is now going to be hushed up, and the next accident is waiting to happen. I say the election commission should step in and take serious action and say, what was this candidate doing? And the election commission should come out with norms about these entourages that these politicians travel in. Your 4, 5 Fortuners, these massive cars. Shreya, if you're hit by a Fortuner, do you have any chance of survival? If that Fortuner is going even at 80 or 90, you're finished. You have no chance of survival. I say that, you know, the EC should come up with norms as to how many cars a politician can use in his entourage. Same thing happened in the case of
There
Ajay
is, by
Mishra
the way,
Tini.
already a law on that.
Yeah,
the EC specifies how
Yes.
many cars you can
How
have
can
in
you
your
take?
entourage.
But it's not enforced.
Never. What is in India?
What
R.S. Pathania, very quickly
Yes,
respond to that.
With due respect
This is a एक minute. This is someone who's fighting an election on a BJP ticket. I am not saying that Karan Bhushan Singh was at the wheel of this Fortuner that hit these two boys and killed them. But he was very much part of the convoy.
Yes.
How is it possible, and why are we expected to believe when Karan Bhushan's aide tells us that हमें तो पता ही नहीं था, वो तो आधे घंटे पीछे था गाड़ी, हमको कुछ पता नहीं था, हमने टीवी देखा, उसके बाद हमें पता चला. If that is the case, where is Karan? Where is Karan? Why is he incommunicado? Why is he not saying anything in his defense?
My London
raises questions, right?
Yes, Shreya, my London friend Abhishek Sudhir has told you the entire story. 3 vehicles passed away and one was stuck while the train was passing away. I think minimum 5 minutes take for the train to get away. Within 5 minutes, if a vehicle is working at
Mr. Pathania,
80 kilometers per hour.
Are we to believe he didn't call Karan Bhushan and tell him the accident happened?
Is it practically? And I think Was it good enough to...
No, two of his constituents have died. These two people probably were going to vote for him. Two of his constituents have died. Can't he come back to the scene of the crime and at least condole the death?
Mr. Pathania, complete your point quickly, please, because Mr. Jain is waiting.
You have told many propositions of law which have virtually no basis. You are invoking vicarious liability. This is a criminal law. Vicarious liability, the liability of the master in case of a servant, that cannot be invoked.
Very much extends.
What eternal law you are invoking, I think
be a civil case too.
On one side, absolutely not. There can be civil case. There can be insurance case. You are invoking criminal liability.
It can be a civil suit as well.
Yes. Sir. At present,
and vicarious liability is very much applicable in criminal law. It's a criminal law principle also.
Forget the law. What about decency?
Oh my God.
This Gadi was part of your convoy.
This humble student of law needs to complement your understanding of law, sir. Yeah.
Excuse me, but vicarious liability is part of the criminal law too. It's not just a civil law principle.
Okay, gentlemen. Let me get it.
Yes.
Mr. Pathania.
Don't keep saying, oh my God, just answer the question. Where was Karan Bhushan Singh? Wasn't the decent thing for him to do to come back to the scene of the crime? Shouldn't he have come back to the scene of the crime? Why didn't he come and check up on those boys?
Jain, okay. PK Jain, just a minute. Gentlemen. I'm going to get PK Jain in. He's a former IPS officer. I think he knows more than any one of us put together. Mr. Jain, please help me understand this.
Thank you very much, Shreya, for inviting me on the show. My
Karan
condolences to
Bhushan
the
Singh?
deceased.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I would
like to state systematically a few things which come to my mind. First is that the VIP culture in our country is such that all the VIPs and the ministers and the MLAs, MPs, anybody, whoever it is, they have very swanky cars. And the police escort cars are normally rickety. They cannot keep pace with the speed with which these cars go. With the result that some of these VIPs do provide their own cars as police escort, in which the driver may or may not be the policeman, but the escort is certainly the police people. In this case, I don't see any policeman around. It was only police escort written. It may have been used as an escort for Mr. Karan Bhushan Sharan. Now, the problem in this case is that the person, when he's left behind, he tried to catch up with the convoy, and that is when he meets with this accident. But he was very much aware that by speeding up, he's likely to cause an accident. I do not see any difference between this case and the case in Pune, in which case the Section 304 has been invoked. Similarly, in this case also, Section 304 must be invoked. Unless these people are made examples of, this message does not go down to the grassroots level that we brush it easily as rash and negligent act, which as Mr. Abhishek has mentioned, which invites a punishment of only 2 years, which is a bailable case, and it's taken very lightly. Whereas a culpable homicide case under Section 304 is taken seriously, and the consequences are also serious. As far as the liability of the candidate, Mr.
But do you see Karan
Bhushan
Singh?
Sharan, as far as his liability is concerned,
but do you see his liability? And do you see him being named in the FIR? Because I don't see that happening.
No, he cannot be named in the FIR.
Should he have been named in the FIR?
Shreya, he cannot be named in the FIR because he is not actively involved in the accident. He never told the driver to speed up in case he is left behind. His convoy went ahead. Moral responsibility, yes, like Abhishek just now mentioned, that it was his moral responsibility. 2 persons from his constituency have died in an accident caused by his own car, of his own institute's car, which was supposed to be used as a police escort. And yet, as and when he came to know of it, it was decency on his part that he should have come to the spot, he should have gone to the hospital, wherever it was possible. But that did not happen. So it is, I would call it a case of moral turpitude, but legal liability cannot be put on this gentleman, come what may. That's my honest legal opinion. Shreya.
Okay. PK Jain, thanks for that legal clarity. I think we require it. Thank you very much. Mr. Jain, thank you for joining us. Abhishek Sudhir, thank you very much. Ghanshyam Tiwari, good to have you on the show. And Mr. R.S. Pathania, always good to have you on the show. Thanks very much, gentlemen. With that, it's a wrap from me. Good night. My colleague Shreya Dhoundhial joining you at the top of 9 with all the day's top stories. Do stay with Mirror now.